What's up, you guys? It's Jono! Today I'm going to talk about flea rate in Pokemon Go. Now, this is actually pretty interesting because this is some information that was gathered by a group that's called GamePress. I never heard of them before, but they're really, really, really cool. They're doing some very technical data analysis here, and a lot of the terms that they're using are like super big, so I can tell that they're really smart. So this is actually called GoPress. If I hit the thing here, it's GoPress is the app, and you can see that they have got some kind of information about the flea rate. So let's go ahead and look at these flea rates of each Pokemon. Now it says right here, flea rates don't depend on berries, they don't depend on CP, and they don't depend on any other factor other than flea rate. So don't worry if you give a berry to the Abra, it's not going to make the Abra less likely to flee. Now, it will make it more likely that you catch him, which you really need to catch him on that first try because as you can see here, he's got a 99% flee rate, which is incredibly high. And I thought that it would be something incredibly high like that because he flees every time. If you don't catch him, he gone. So I thought that was pretty interesting. And then they've also got flee rates for all of the other Pokemon as well. So these are really, really, really interesting statistics, and they're gathered based on really, really solid data analysis. So I think this is really cool, and that's why I want to just share it with everybody. So I'm just kind of scrolling through here for those who want to pause and read stuff, but the main information is the actual flee rate for each Pokemon, which was in the table above. And if you want to get this, it's an app on Android. It's also probably on iPhone. It is GamePress, but you're actually going to install GoPress. GoPress is the name of what I'm using here. And if I just head over, I'm just going to scroll through this. If you guys want to go read it all, it's a ton of information. You can go read it. These guys are super in depth. And I'm going to go and check out the Play Store and just show you GoPress real quick, just so you guys can see GoPress. So it says Game Press for Pokemon. Sorry, my camera's in the way. I can't move it down. It's locked in that position for some reason. I can move it side to side, but I can't move it up and down. Weird. All right, so Game Press for Pokemon Go, shortened as Go Press. And actually, the thing that they have in here is recommended move sets and IV calculator, a bunch of other stuff. I actually don't recommend their IV calculator. I don't find it to be very useful. I've got a better one, and I'm eventually going to do a comparison test of all the different IV calculators and tell you all the ones that I like. But these guys have got an incredible news section, and based on their news section, I kept the app installed. So I really do like the app, and they've got a bunch of really crazy, interesting stuff. And let's see, I'm trying to find, oh, so here we go. Flea rate is based on flea rate alone. That's the article that I was reading. Also, the level frequency of 30,000 wild Pokemon. These guys have got 30,000 Pokemon since the game came out, and they did a data analysis on every single one to see their level frequency. So just really interesting stuff. They're taking lots and lots of data and then crunching it and then seeing what kind of information are we getting out of this data. So it's pretty interesting. So also wild Pokemon movesets are uniformly distributed. This was another one that I was reading. Do some Pokemon get movesets more than others? The answer is no. And they've got a nice little breakdown here of all the different moveset distributions that there are. And statistically, those numbers are very similar, even though you see like 167 versus 123. But there's like errors and there's all kinds of stuff that goes into statistics that I'm not like fully aware of. So yeah, you guys can read all the super like detailed information, but then they've got like the number of encounters and their p-value, whatever that means. So it's really mathy, it's really statisticky, but they also give a synopsis and say, hey, here's what we figured out, kind of in layman's terms. So it's a really good app. So yeah, the number one thing I wanted you guys to know is flea rate is based on flea rate alone. It's not going to make it more likely that the Pokemon doesn't flee if you give it a berry. It just makes it more likely that you're going to capture it. And that 99% flea rate on Abra is not unexpected. I definitely expected that. He's got a high flea rate. He's crazy. He's always running away. Not that I really want Alakazam that bad, but it just makes me mad to throw a Pokeball and then have him run every time. So that's kind of frustrating. Alright, you guys, that's going to be the end of my video. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks to all my awesome subscribers, and peace.